Welcome to Talking Horses, final weekend of the meet here at Belmont at the Big A before opening day Thursday, Saratoga. We're going to close out with some very strong races, especially with that Turf Triple Series. Greg Wolf, Acacia Clement, good to see you.
Good to see you. I know usually we don't get to be on the desk together, so a little fun Talking Horses segment here with Andy Sterling off for the weekend, and so we'll try to do it justice.
Was he in an unusually good mood that it was his last day yesterday?
He's excited. Well, everybody's excited because the overnight came out, and the entries for Saratoga came out yesterday with the 6-day out draw now, so pretty exciting. You can start getting to work with everything coming up for opening day.
That's like kid in a candy store, waiting to see those past performances for opening day. So we're excited about that, but we have, again, some very big races coming up, especially today. Tomorrow's card going to be exciting as well, but we look forward to the Belmont Derby, Oaks as well, and we got the Indiana Derby in Oaks that we're going to be covering. We're on late tonight. We'll see it on the slate coming up until 7 p.m. tonight.
Yes, and then stick around.
For round one.
Right, round one. Stick around. The team's staying on for harness coverage this evening as well.
All right, so let's do all the business. Then we'll get to this Saturday card coming up. As always, get signed up. Start it with Naira Bets. Deposit match sign-up bonus. That $200 is yours when you punch in match 200 at sign-up at nairabets.com. Track stats. Bet smarter, win bigger. All the action. Belmont at the Big A this summer, Saratoga and beyond. Track trend stats and betting insights available to you on our betting app there. What else we have here? Ooh, we're on YouTube today.
Yeah, new YouTube channel. Matthew DeSantis, every time you turn around, he's creating new content, doing a great job. And now we have the Naira Bets YouTube channel you can subscribe to. I'm sure there'll be lots of stuff leading up to Saratoga.
All right, so check that out. Subscribe as well. We have some middle pick four as usual during today's card.
Always
Try and
exciting.
build some bankroll for Saratoga. That is the key for this final weekend, right?
Absolutely. And I think you have until race 3 today, right, for the Belmont Derby Challenge. No, that was yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah. So today, $300 buy-in today, and get a BCBC seat. These contests, I understand, are really fun and really popular, so exciting to have them back.
Yeah, good luck to everybody playing.
Yes.
And $25 bonus for playing Belmont at the Big A and that Big A at Horseshoe Indy. So you get $25 if you bet $100 at each track, win or lose. Got to opt in to take advantage of that. All this little extra money can add up, so make sure you get it in your account if you're going to be playing anyway. That horse took a lot of kickback.
Yes, that looks like Dr. Ardito, I think.
Okay, that would make sense.
There. Yeah.
Cross country pick 5, Monmouth 7, 8, and 9, and then Basic Tipton Belmont Oaks, and that's the Derby, right?
No, the Derby's a little earlier.
Oh, that's right. It's earlier on the card, so race 10, sorry.
Yeah.
Coverage starts early start, 12:30 Eastern time, and we go until 7 Eastern tonight, and then, as Acacia mentioned, that harness coverage later on in the evening. All right, that was a lot to get through, so do you have any time left?
I know, right? Can we talk about the races?
We keep adding. There it is, round 2, Meadowlands Pace Limbs. Coming up tonight, coverage starts at 8 Eastern. All right, we kick off the card. Maiden special weight, 2-year-olds, 5.5 furlongs. My favorite part of the show is always seeing what the other hosts did, where you went.
Yes.
And you go to the Belmont Runner on the rail.
I do. Tiz Freedom, called by Tiz the Law, who has had a little bit of success so far, but being at all the 2-year-old sales, they've sold so incredibly well. And we'll take a look at this one's 2-year-old sales work at OBS April, where he went 10-1. A little bit high-headed to start. That's a little bit of a pet peeve for me for these 2-year-old works, but he ended up lowering himself nicely. And one thing I love about it is that it didn't look like he was going that fast. He was pretty effortless. I don't want to see the rider going to the crop throughout, really asking hard, moving beautifully.
I like how he's reaching.
Really nicely over the Tapeta track there at OBS, but this one, I'm waiting to see kind of the Tiz the Laws take a step forward because they sold so well. They looked like they were going to be really fast, and from that workout, this one looks like he should be quick. Had a pretty strong gait workout on the Belmont training track, and so we'll see what he does, but very intrigued by the progeny of Tiz the Law.
It'll sell for $500,000 too. Obviously, there's got to be some things to like physically with this horse. Obviously, Showcase is going to get hammered here.
Yep.
It's Pletcher, first time out. Arad Ortiz Jr.'s on there to hurt your price even more.
Yes.
Uncle Mo, and the Dam actually won the first 2 starts, including a stake And the only foal to race, pretty good, over $500,000 Bourbon Badge.
Yeah, and the Dam is the sister to Volatile, Grade 1 winner, incredibly fast horse. So there's a ton of pedigree there for this one to just be fast and early, and the workouts look like that too. I think just looking on paper, and obviously we haven't seen them yet, you don't know how the board's playing, but you can assume in very early in the wagering it's showing that this one's going to be a really short price. So while I think on paper it looks like this is going to be the horse to beat and he might beat the goods, I tried to get a little creative with somebody else.
Yeah, same for me, just way too short a price. But there's some things to like with Cyclone State in here.
Yeah.
Would be the first McKinsey to win, so we'll see if that happens here. The Dam, multiple stakes winner on the dirt, was graded stakes place, and actually won her second start. The debut, she was actually third in a stakes race as well, so she was precocious early. I know Chad Summers, that is not a strength for him, winning first time out with his 2-year-olds, but this horse, work after work after work, highly regarded AM preps for Cyclone State. So apparently working very strong in the morning. Probably not going to go off that 6-1 morning line. Might take some money. Right now 4-1 to the teeth of that 3-5 for Pletcher. So this horse might have some talent.
I'm really intrigued by Jerry's Out, the 4. I don't love the back-to-back gate workouts coming in. That's obviously, you never know thought behind it. But when you see a horse as their last work and back-to-back gate workouts as their last couple works before coming in, particularly a 2-year-old, it sometimes says to me that they haven't 100% grasped what's going on in the mornings as far as the gate schooling is concerned. Maybe it's Rudy putting a lot of speed in, but oftentimes Rudy Rodriguez really does have these kind of early 2-year-old races ready. And this one, out of Endless Chatter, who was third in the Bell Dame, she was better going longer, but has been a pretty good producer as of yet. Maybe not necessarily a precocious type of pedigree, but I was curious with the barn if this one's going to be ready to roll.
Yeah, well, you said going longer, won the Summer Colony, produced Baytown Chatterbox, who was a stakes winner, I believe, as a 2-year-old. So there's even, the 3's interesting as well for Kimmel. But ultimately, you got to make some decisions in this spot. But it's a good 2-year-old race, even though it's just a 5-horse field to kick things off.
Genuinely make a case for any of them. Yeah.
Race 2, early. It seems strange to see a Grade 3 as race 2 on a card here. 1-turn mile on the Grade 3 Dwyer. We've seen horses in the past use the Dwyer as a stepping stone to the Travers.
Yep.
See what happens in here. Domestic Product, Hades in a rematch from that Pegasus. These two have getting to know each other pretty well.
Yes, they certainly have been. Faced each other down in Florida in the Holy Bull, where Hades won, Domestic Product was second. They run 2-3 in the Pegasus, and obviously Domestic Product, the Tampa Bay Derby winner, came back, and he's a horse that you're kind of wondering, is he going to kind of take that step forward in the second half of his 3-year-old season? The thing with Hades is, what happened to just sending him early on? And the blinkers are coming off in here. And so I'm wondering what the tactics are going to be. I do think that Holy Bull win was a little bit dressed up for Hades. I certainly respect him. He's a nice horse. He finished a distant third to Tuscan Sky in just a wildly run Pegasus, which is a very strange type of race. But I'm just hoping Bilal can wire the field in this spot stretching out, because it seems that Hades has not been quite as able to get the front end easily as he has been early on in his career.
Yeah, I gotta think they're gonna try and be more aggressive with Hades in here. You look at that last start in the Pegasus, he just could not keep up with Domestic Product in there, and he just completely fell back on the turn. I felt like Domestic Product really took that huge step forward in that last start. Buyer figures don't really show it. Thorograph numbers that I look at do. He took a big step forward, even from when he ran some of his bigger races in the Tampa Bay Derby and the Holy Bull. I think he showed a lot of talent in that spot. Bilal, I'm wondering what you think about this. We saw some huge numbers at that Belmont Stakes Racing Festival. There's no denying.
I agree.
There's no denying Subrogate ran a huge. He went 1:14 and 4 for 6.5 furlongs.
Yeah.
One of the fastest times probably ever at that distance at the track. And you got this monster number. Third win in a row, 106 Buyer.
Yeah,
Second place finisher though, looms boldly, improved 17 Buyer points. We saw Arthur's Ride making him maybe the fastest horse in the country, going a mile and a quarter, 111 Buyer. I'm not so sure all these numbers correlate to the talent of these horses. We're going to see that going forward.
I do not disagree at all. And I think that, there's a lot of conversation about how the track was playing at Saratoga. And it's my opinion that it wasn't necessarily, yes, carrying speed, maybe a part of it, but I really think that a lot of horses struggled with kickback and closing, and they're just watching them and watching how that they were moving. And so it was like the closers weren't able to come into the race at all. And we saw some huge performances and huge numbers, and curious to see if they will back it up. Subrogate did, obviously,